Start.
Okay, student. As already we had studied Raoult's law, ideal solutions, non-ideal solutions. For ideal solution, what we had studied, the solutions which follows Raoult's law. Okay, are considered as ideal solution. Non-ideal solution which does not follow Raoult's law. Such solutions are known as non-ideal solution. And in this ideal and non-ideal solution, with this what we study here, positive deviation as well as negative deviation. And this positive, because this positive and negative deviation related with the term vapor pressure. Okay. So in our last video number 7, okay, up to there positive and negative deviations for non-ideal solutions already we had studied. Now the next one is coming colligative property and calculation of concentrations. Okay. Now for what is the so before this, first again I will revise the term colligative properties. Here colligative property already when we started the lesson in our first video only I had explained you. Colligative properties, it means the properties which depends on number of particles. Okay, the properties which depends on number of particles are known as colligative property. Now this colligative property, with the help of this colligative property, we can calculate the concentration. Okay, or concentration, it means molar mass. So this molar mass, how we can calculate? So for calculation of this molar mass, here we will study elevation. There are the different words. So for calculation of this molar mass, in this one by one we will study here. Relative lowering in vapor pressure, this also one of the term is coming, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. That also I will explain you here what is the meaning of relative lowering of vapor pressure, as well as elevation of boiling point. This is also one of the colligative property. Then depression in freezing point, it means decrease in freezing point, that is depression of freezing point. Elevation of boiling point, it means to increase in boiling point. Okay, as well as one more very important property, that is the osmotic pressure. Okay, osmotic pressure of the solution. So this, in this lesson, this also we will study. Okay, so before studying all this, one thing which is very important here, first we will go with the term relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, now here student, in our textbook on page number 49, okay, this video related with started from here, page number 49, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now here relative lowering of vapor pressure, generally according to Raoult's law. Okay, here I have written something. P1 in solution, what is there? One is solute and one is solvent. Okay, there is also two things are important, solute and solvent. Okay, in this case it means we have to calculate vapor pressure of solute, we have to calculate vapor pressure of solvent. Okay, now here this vapor pressure of solvent, here I am considering it is for pure solvent. Okay, now so in any solution there are two terms are there, one is solute, one is solvent. Now we will go towards here. As according to Raoult's law, P1 is directly proportional to X1. Okay, so here what is P1? P1 is the vapor pressure of solvent. Now X1, it means this X1 is our mole fraction of solvent. Mole fraction of solute, because P1 is our, yes, mole fraction of solvent only we will write. Here this solution, it means already prepared solution, and here this solvent is our pure solvent. So here P1 is directly proportional to x1. It means here this P1 is directly proportional to x1. It means in this P1, here P1 we can say the vapor pressure of solvent. So now when the vapor pressure of solvent P1 and x1 is the mole fraction of solvent. Now so P1 is directly proportional to x1, and here so P1 is equal to x1. This is the proportionality constant, P1 0. So this P1 0 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent when solute is not there, right? When solute is not dissolved in solvent, that time it is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So this relation we got here. Now if reduction of vapor pressure of solvent, so how this vapor pressure of solvent, what is how the reduction is there, that we can write by delta P1. It is given by the delta P1. So this delta P1 is equal to P1 0 minus P1. P1 0, this is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay, minus P1. P1, it is the vapor pressure of solvent. Of solvent, it means when solute is dissolved and that solution is there. Okay, so that condition I am considering here. So delta P1 is equal to P1 0 minus P1. So this we can write now, because we know very well. Now putting the value of P1 from this equation. So here we can write P1 0 remains as it is, P1 0 minus P1 value is here x1 into P1 0. So this I can write in this way. So after this again, so here delta P1 is equal to P1 0 I can take, because it is present here also, here also. So P1 0 in bracket we can write 1 minus x1. x1 is my mole fraction of solvent. So then here x1, now what is the meaning of this x1? This x1 is equal to 1 minus x. Okay, what is this x1? This is our if x1 1 minus x1, so 1 minus x1, now this x2 is equal to 1 minus x1. So instead of this 1 minus x1, I can write x2. Okay, so delta P1 is equal to x2 into P1 0. Okay, now so this delta P1, this is our reduction in vapor pressure of solvent. Now for non-volatile solute. Okay, student, this formula is important. Here this we are considering x1 for solvent. Here in this case, here for impure condition x2 we can consider. Okay, now for non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute, delta P1 upon P1 0 is equal to P0. This is our Raoult's law. P0 minus P1 upon P1, P1 0. This equal to x2. This derivation already we had derived. Okay, on the basis of Raoult's law in our last videos. Okay, so now this delta P1 upon P0, this relation we have. Now P1 0 minus P1 upon P1 0. Student, this is our relative lowering in vapor pressure. This term is known as our relative lowering in vapor pressure. Okay, now here if P1 0 P1, so this relative lowering in vapor pressure, this equal to N2 upon N1 plus N2. Again it is our Raoult's law. Okay. Now here N1, N2, number of moles of solute, number of moles of solvent. Okay. Now, so if in the medium the value of N2, it means the quantity what we are studying here, we are studying for non-volatile solute. So N2 is very less than compared to N1. Okay. That time I can write this relation comes from here. Okay. So this relative lowering in vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solvent. This is our mole fraction of solvent. N2 upon N1 plus N2. Now N1, how I can calculate? N1 is equal to W1 upon M1. In the same way, N2 is equal to W2 upon M2. Okay. Now, so instead of this N2, I can write here P10, this is the relative lowering in vapor pressure. So this relative lowering in vapor pressure, instead of N2, I can write here W2 upon M2 upon again upon N1, the value of N1 we have, so yes, N2. Before that, student, one more step is coming here, and in that step, before writing the value of all this, here P10, one step is coming that I will write here. P10 minus P1 upon P10 is equal to, here upon P10 is equal to, here we should write N2 upon N1. N2 upon N1. So this N2, now in the next step we have to put the value of this N2 upon N1. When you will put the value of this N2 upon N1, so this N2, here I am taking W2 upon M2, and N1 I am taking here W1 upon M1. Okay, so here, so W1 upon M1, so this relative lowering in vapor pressure, with the help of this formula, we can write now again what we can write, P10 minus P1 upon P10 is equal to, here I will write W2 upon M2 into M1 comes here on W1. So with the help of this formula, we are able to calculate molecular weight. Okay. So, or the molar mass of solute or molar mass of solvent. So this derivation is important, student. Here, suppose the question form in this way, explain relative lowering in vapor pressure. Okay, so relative lowering in vapor pressure, and it is asked for 3 marks. That time first we will give the meaning of this, what is the meaning of vapor pressure. Then directly we will start our answer from here. In our book it is given from here, but first we will write that according to this Raoult's law we are getting this, and one by one up to here complete explanation is must. Okay, and if the question is of 4 marks, that time with this derivation I have to again, after derivation, when derivation completed, again I have to explain here what is the meaning of this P10, P1, W2, M2, M1, W1, because examiner wants this also. Okay, so in this way relative lowering in vapor pressure, generally question asked, it is for 3 marks, so in 3 marks it is completed here. Okay, so here relative lowering in vapor pressure completed. Now student, in our textbook one example is given, that is the salt example is given. It is also in that salt example, here same formula is explained there. Okay, just we will go through the example. because already it is solved. Illustration is there. It is given example number 2.6. Okay, I will read here. The vapor pressure of pure benzene. Okay, it is P1. Pure benzene is given. Here it means what is given? P1 0. Benzene is my solvent. So vapor pressure of pure benzene is given. This is given 0.850 bar. Okay, bar is the unit. Now 0.850 bar. A non-volatile, non-electrolyte solid weighted 0.5 grams. It means here this 0.5, it is your W2, weight of solute. Weight of solute is given 0.5 gram. So this 0.5 gram now, and when added in 39.0 grams of benzene, now this W1 is given 39.0 gram C6H6. Student, whenever you will solve the problem, one by one you have to write down. So vapor pressure of the solution is given here. It means vapor pressure of solution P is given. P is given 0.845 bar. Okay, is given. What is the molar mass of solid substance? Now student, here the word is coming benzene. It means this is W1, right? So if W1 is there, so what is this? M1 is here. For molar mass of benzene is 78. This 78 is the gram per mole. Okay. Now in this 78 gram per mole, suppose same formula I will write here. P10 minus P1 upon P10 is equal to N2 upon N, N2 upon N, instead of N2 upon N1 I have to write W2 upon M2 into here W1 upon M1. Okay. Now in this, all this value P10, already P10 you are having 850, this I will write. P1 value, this I will write. Again here 850 I will write. Now W2 it is given, here I will write. M1 is given 78, this I will write. Now it means I want to calculate only M2. W1 is given 39. Okay, so in this way, now putting the value in this equation, already if you will put the values, answer is given here. You also check the answer. It is coming 170 gram per mole. Okay, so very easy sum. In the examination, student, don't try to read the complete sum together, all 4 lines, because when you start writing again you have to read. So when you start reading the sum, one by one you should write down the values. Suppose in between you are not getting what to write, leave it as it is, go ahead. Easily at last whatever is left, you know the meaning of that word. Okay, so remember, so with this formula, relative lowering in vapor pressure, we can calculate molar mass. In our exercise also one sum is there, and this sum is also asked in even in our competitive exams also. Okay, so only we have to remember the correct formula. Okay, now student 78 ये कहाँ से निकाला था? C6H6, ये बेंजीन का मोलर मास 12 इंटू 6 प्लस 1 इंटू 6, इसलिए आपको यहाँ पे मिला था 78. ओके, 12 6 72 प्लस 6 78. ये नहीं सोचना कि ये कहाँ से आया. मोलर, दिस 78 इज द मोलर मास ऑफ बेंजीन. ये आपको पेपर में दिया हो नहीं दिया हो, आई हैव टू कैलकुलेट. ओके, सो हियर relative lowering in vapor pressure completed. Now after this we will go towards elevation in boiling point. Next property, elevation in boiling point. Here this is given in our textbook on page number 50. Elevation in boiling point. Okay, here elevation in boiling point, again it is very easy, student. What we know or what we call, suppose in a container, open container, if it is a open system, okay, boiling point of water, we start boiling water now. So when a temperature increases, a state is obtained where water start boiling, and this water start boiling, and so when the state is obtained, when the vapor pressure of this liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure, that point is known as boiling point. Okay, and generally what we are writing, boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. If we will convert into Kelvin, it will come 373. In our book it is given 373.15, I think it is given. Yes, 373 point, because 273.15. Therefore it is coming 373.15, and here it is the unit is Kelvin. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word boiling point. Now here very important, elevation in boiling point. The meaning of elevation, it means to increase. Okay, elevation it means to increase in boiling point. Now student, in one container, suppose in this container I am having pure solvent, अभी आपने पढ़ा था. Okay, now in another container, okay, in another container, here solution is there, and in this solution there is presence of solute and solvent. Now here pure solvent, here if it is H2O, and here it is sugar solution. Okay, now in this sugar solution, now if I will calculate the vapor pressure, this vapor pressure or boiling point I am calculating, this is my pure solvent. So here and here, suppose if this pure solvent is water, so what we got just now, 373.15 Kelvin, ये आपको मिलेगा. Now I am adding little quantity of sugar, making the solution. Now again, if I wish solution start boiling, in that condition, so this, to boil this solution, more quantity, if up to 373.15, when temperature rises up to here, it will then also solution will not start boiling. Again little bit of temperature is given, then solution start boiling. It means more quantity of heat is required to boil this solution. It means elevation of boiling point, it means increase in boiling point takes place. So when in a solution, when solute is present, there is vapor pressure increases, boiling point increases. This is the meaning of elevation in boiling point. So here elevation in boiling point is there. It means temperature increases. Okay. Now, so this here, now we will calculate or how to derive the formula for this elevation in boiling point. Now again here, if I will write, we will plot first a graph. Okay. In this graph, here one, we will take pure solvent, boiling point of solvent, and at one place we will take boiling point of solution. Okay. Now here, in case of, suppose here, first I will plot the graph. Now here it is the pressure, here molar mass, or here I will write boiling point, right? Now in case of solvent, student, in our textbook 2.7, right, this graph is given 2.7. Just a line diagram I am explaining you here for solvent as well as for solute also. Here this one is our PB0 and this one is our TB, and here this graph, it is for temperature upon K, T by K, right? Now this is our solvent and here this one is our solution. Okay, in figure, in our textbook figure 2.7, and here it is vapor pressure. Okay, solvent and this one is our solution. Now here student, if we will plot a graph, vapor pressure and temperature here, with temperature, what is the change in temperature upon K, if we will plot the graph for elevation in boiling point for solvent as well as for solution. Now in this way graph is obtained. Now here, suppose, what is the meaning of this TB0? Here in the graph it means that is TB0 or T0B. This is our boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, this is our pure solvent, boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, now TB, here this TB, this is our boiling point of solution. Here I will write. Okay, now so increase in boiling point, if I want to calculate, so how I can write? Here delta TB, that is the increase in boiling point. This delta TB is equal to TB, because always the value of TB is greater than the value of TB0, because this is the boiling point of solution and boiling point of solution is always here greater than the pure solvent. So I will write here TB minus T0B. Here T is our absolute temperature and B we are writing for boiling point. Okay, so here it comes delta TB is equal to this. Now this delta TB, now this is related with our concentration or molality. So this I can write here delta TB. Delta TB is directly proportional to M. That this M is the molality. Okay. So this molar or on dilution for very dilute solution, this is small m student. Okay. So for very dilute solution, delta TB is directly proportional to M. So now again delta TB is equal to proportionality constant we have to remove. So here we will write KB into M. Okay, KB into M. And the value of this KB, unit of KB, KB is known as molar elevation constant. KB is our molar because it is molality. Okay, molar elevation constant. Okay, now so unit of KB is, unit for KB I can write here kilo kg per mole. Student, it is our MCQ question. Okay, now here if we want to write the formula, okay, that how we will calculate the molality, or here delta TB net change, Kb elevation constant, m is the molality of the solution. So this molality of the solution, how we can calculate? M is equal to W2 upon M2 upon W1 into W1 upon, instead of M2 what I will write? Per 1000 grams. Okay, this I will write per 1000 grams. Now this value if we will put in this equation, we will try to write delta TB is equal to KB into W2 upon M2. First this I will write W2 upon M2 here in W2 upon M2, and this 1000 comes here into 1000 and W1. Okay, student, you should check it. Okay, now so this delta TB, now suppose in examination delta TB value is also given, or delta TB also we can calculate, because different temperature is there and we have to calculate the molar mass in that, or we want to calculate the value of M2. So if we want to calculate the value of M2, what to do? Delta TB is this. So instead of this, here delta TB, M2 we want to calculate, delta TB, sorry, first we will write here KB into W2 into 1000 upon delta TB into W1. Only this we take here and here this value is here. So what is this? This is our M2. Okay, this M2 value we can calculate. So with the help of this formula, easily we can calculate M2, right? And M2, that is the molar mass. Okay, so in this way, here with M2 is our molar mass of solute. Don't confuse here. M2 is